Dove Cameron took to Twitter to open up about going to therapy and urged her fans to prioritize their mental health. Lately, she's finally opened up about several things that we will talk about in this video. Subscribe to Riveted and click on the notification bell to always stay up to date on all matters entertainment. Dove is part of a new generation of young stars who have decided to keep it real with their fans when talking about their struggles and sharing the less than picture-perfect aspects of their lives. The former Disney star has been through a lot over the years, and like she said in her recent tweets, her decision to go through therapy is not based on one event. However, we shall highlight some of the things which several articles assumed pushed her to make the decision, and finally open up about going to therapy. Dove has always talked about her dark past, but she says that her dark childhood makes her understand what truly matters in adulthood. Earlier in January of 2019, Dove Cameron had an interview with Cosmopolitan and explained that her openness and willingness to engage candidly with her fans is inextricably connected to having to grapple with mortality at a young age after her best friend was killed by her father in a murder-suicide when she was 8 years old. 7 years later, when Dove was 15 and about to make her Disney debut on Liv and Maddie, her closeted father took his own life. After the dad died, Cameron and her mom moved to Los Angeles, where she enrolled in a new school. She battled with depression during those early years and found that acting helped her through that tumultuous period in her life. Dove had to deal with yet another tragic event almost 5 years after her father's untimely passing, when the Voice contestant and YouTube star Christina Grimmie was shot and killed in St. Petersburg, Florida by a crazed fan. After hearing the news of Grimmie's death, which happened just 2 days before an Orlando nightclub shooting that left 49 people dead, Cameron took to her Twitter to express her grief and anguish over both incidents. The two are very close friends, and Dove grieved the loss of the friend for days. Dove Cameron has also been coping with the death of her close friend and former co-star Cameron Boyce, who died in his sleep after complications with epilepsy on July 6, 2019. The news was devastating to everyone who loved Cameron, but it was harder for his family and very close friends. Dove went ahead to recall the relationship she had with the former Disney star. From the first day onward, Cameron was her friend, and he treated Dove like he treated everyone else, like they were the most important person in the room. Dove loved him like a brother, and she learned from him every day how to be joyful, how to be resilient, how to be patient, no matter the circumstances. She couldn't begin to quantify the wisdom and generosity that Cameron Boyce had, and she still learns from him every day. Dove Cameron told Teen Vogue that the Descendants cast has been supporting each other throughout the hard time. She also posted on Instagram about her grief, telling fans that it's okay to feel sad and down, as well as reflecting on all the good her friend did for others. In an interview with 17, Dove talked about her struggle with anxiety. The actress acknowledged how so many people are afraid to talk about anxiety when doing just that is actually helpful. She revealed that through her struggle with anxiety, she's discovered so many tools to deal with it and shared them with her followers. She found a way to be grateful and look at the bright side no matter what. Although she dealt with the disorder a lot, she didn't resort to medication to combat it. Instead, she decided to just power through it by refusing to let it take over her life. Dove also did a lot to clear up some misconceptions about anxiety with her Twitter conversation, and she pointed out how important it is to keep talking about mental illness out in the open. Self-image is also something Dove has struggled with, even though she literally looks like she dropped from heaven. While she's in a much better place these days, she has admitted to feeling down about her appearance in the past. When Tiger Beat asked her in 2016 if she always felt confident going makeup-free, her response was, "Definitely not. I wore a lot of makeup during school." She loved to experiment with makeup like many other girls, but Dove also used makeup to cover up how she really felt inside. In another interview with Yahoo, alongside her mom, Bonnie Wallace, Dove spoke about the traumatizing moments she had faced during her formative years, revealing that she had been a victim of bullying in her youth. She didn't have friends in school, and the loneliness also affected her even though she didn't realize it at the time. In an interview with She Knows, the actress spoke about being too much of a people pleaser at one point in her life. She finally managed to work through the issue once she realized it was much easier just to be herself. Dove also told Stylecaster that she had such a bad case of anorexia, and she was so badly down that hole. She was not eating for days sometimes, and it was because she thought she needed to be absolutely tiny to be loved. She genuinely thought she needed to be as skinny as she possibly could to be loved and appreciated. Cameron said that when she's a mom, she doesn't want to set unrealistic standards for her children like she used to show her fans, which is why she's really trying to be herself. Then there's also the fact that she's a celebrity. It's not easy for Dove to live her life in view of the public eye. Many people wish her well, and the younger generation looks up to her, but there are also haters and trolls all over the world. Dove Cameron has been judged, criticized, insulted, and bullied by people all over the world. Sometimes the comments can really get to someone, and many celebrities have given up on the way. When Dove first joined Disney, she admitted she struggled with the filming schedule while trying to maintain a healthy work-life balance. Well, the young star could need therapy because of all of these reasons, but it could also be because of something else. She has not revealed the exact reason why she decided to go to therapy, and she also doesn't want people to speculate. One thing is for certain, though. Many people around the world also need therapy. Reports have indicated that more than half of Americans will be diagnosed with a mental illness or disorder in their lifetime. What's more, the National Institute of Mental Health reports that 1 in 4 young people aged 13 to 18 are affected by anxiety, and an estimated 1 in 3 adults will battle with anxiety at some point in their lives. These numbers are, well, shocking, but it is what it is. Mental health comes up with a lot of stigmatization, but people like Dove Cameron have decided to open up and help other people. In one of her tweets a couple of days ago, she said, "Just out of another therapy intensive trauma session, feeling a bit lighter, but also heavily reminded of just how much real work I have to do. Pain I have to untangle. This life is hard, y'all, and mental health, needing help is nothing to be ashamed of. Take care of yourselves." She continued by saying, "Also, I know therapy isn't something everyone has access to or can afford, and I wish that wasn't the case. But in whatever way you can, whatever you have access to, please prioritize your inner state, your mental health. Before you can help anyone else, you must help yourself. You matter." Of course, the tweet was met with a lot of reactions, and many people were glad that Dove Cameron has finally opened up. However, as expected, not all the reactions were positive. Articles started making rounds on the internet speculating about why she must be sad, and Dove felt very frustrated with how the media and some people portray mental health. Dove Cameron isn't naming names, but she is calling out media outlets for speculating on her mental health. The 23-year-old singer and actress shared some Twitter updates on how the media is assuming they know why she is sad. The Descendant star has always been open about her mental health, and she isn't afraid to stand her ground when people overstep their boundaries. Dove put an end to any speculation by addressing the rumors head-on. She wrote, "Yes, many things have happened in my life. There are probably many easy summarized reasons that an outsider could easily grasp or label. Many deaths, losses, many things that you could literally point to and say, it's probably that. And while those things are massive contributing factors, and everyone holds grief and loss differently, I sometimes feel that defining sadness or suffering, any and all pain, is very diminishing of the human experience of pain. Those things, those losses, define me in so many ways, but to say that they are the only sources of pain and sadness in my life is simply not true." Dove Cameron went on to explain that her life is complex, and her trauma cannot be because of one event penned down in an article. She warned that when people talk about her life in highlights like that's the entirety of it, it encourages a narrow view of depression or trauma. While some people do seek mental health treatment after a specific life event, others need therapy for a variety of reasons that may have nothing to do with what's happened in their life. Dove Cameron, just like every other human being, wants to be given the space to deal with her mental health and be who she really is. She thanked her fans who don't ask probing questions or speculate about her mental health, and instead let her speak about it when and if she chooses. Dove also noted that mental illness, like anxiety and depression, doesn't always occur because of your life experiences. Someone can have what seems like a perfectly happy and fulfilling life and still struggle with their mental health. While we're at it, we might as well point out the misconceptions about therapy. Therapy does not fix you because you are not broken. With medical treatment, the best outcome is a cure where you eradicate the illness and ensure it doesn't return. In therapy, this isn't possible because mental illness, negative beliefs, and maladaptive behaviors are not diseases. A successful therapy experience does not mean a client is cured. It means the person has the inner and outer resources to deal with the ups and downs of life. Therapists will guide you to solutions they believe are best, but won't directly suggest things. As Dove Cameron mentioned in her tweets, therapy can be very costly, but the good news is that it can also be affordable. The average cost of a therapy session is between $75 and $150, but you don't have to pay that much. Those who are still in school can attend free counseling. There's also group therapy, which is less costly. And in this digital generation, we also have online therapy from licensed people, which is also less costly. Something else which really helps Dove Cameron cope with her mental struggle is music. She recently released the song Out of Touch, her 4th new song this year, and the first she recorded for this slate of tracks. Cameron sings about recovering from a tiff with her lover and how she hopes to reconcile. She wants this person to keep being honest with her, even when she doesn't handle it well. Dove describes the song as still one of her favorites that she has done so far. She said that it's a big step toward finding her sound as a new artist. The sad reality is that everyone, no matter how successful or famous, is dealing with feelings to which most people will never be privy. Just because someone seems like they have it all together doesn't explain the full picture. There's no shame in seeking help. Going to therapy, if it's the right option for you, doesn't make you any less successful as a person. We've really come a long way, and many people are trying to fight the stigma surrounding mental illness. Other celebs who have been vocal about their mental struggles include Lily Reinhart, Camila Mendez, Ariana Grande, and Rowan Blanchard. Lily, in particular, has been vocal about her struggles dealing with online trolls, an issue Dove Cameron also talks about it. It's a good thing that celebrities such as Dove Cameron are praising therapy and not shying away from preaching its importance. We, at Riveted, are proud that she has finally opened up about her sessions, and we hope that someone else is encouraged to take that therapy step and be bold enough to talk about it. Thanks for watching the video today. And remember to check back tomorrow for another incredible piece. This has been Riveted.